881-7987.
Don't delay. Check out thebusinessevent.com. That's where you can register for free for our Healthcare Summit and Business Event taking place on November 10th. Check it out, thebusinessevent.com. Get Down to Business is brought to you in part by Everett Wealth Solutions, a registered investment advisor and financial planning firm, a fiduciary advisor that helps you create your personal wealth. You can find them at everettwealthsolutions.com or call 708-771-7777. So thrilled to be joined by Alan Lefkovitz of Alan Lefkovitz and Associates, property tax attorney and a real guru in everything that's just coming around the pipeline here in the state of Illinois. Alan, thanks for joining us on the program.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Alan, the state of Illinois is the entire state, not just Cook County, not just the city of Chicago, is in for some exciting news over the coming months, aren't we?
Correct.
So, Alan, tell us what our listeners have to look forward to, all property owners included.
Well, it's already started in counties such as Lake County, DuPage. Well, once every 4 years, with the exception of properties in Cook County, properties are reassessed every 4 years. And for the most part, that includes every parcel of property in the state of Illinois. In Cook County, properties reassessed once every 3 years, and we're right in the middle of the 2015 reassessment period for the city of Chicago.
Wow. So what is the time frame for those in DuPage County and some of the Collar counties?
For some of the Collar counties, the process has already begun. What the process is that the local assessor issues his assessments, and then there's a filing window to file appeals with the Board of Review. In many townships in Lake County and DuPage County and Kane County, that process has already started. So there's some locations within those counties that the assessments are already published and they're public, and then there's other properties in different townships where we're waiting for the assessors to issue the 2015 real estate assessments.
So, for our listeners that aren't experts in the process, when somebody gets their appraised value, their assessment from the assessor's office in their county, and they're not happy with it, there are ways to fight it, aren't there?
There are many ways to fight an assessment.
So, I know that we actually went through that process. We weren't happy. We found there were ways, there were exemptions that we felt we were entitled to, and so we went the route of the Board of Review. You mentioned that process before, but even if the Board of Review doesn't accept our appeal, are there ways to go even to the next level?
Correct. There are appeals of a Board of Review's decision. One is to an administrative agency called the State of Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board, and an alternative is to file an appeal in the local circuit court.
Interesting. So, Alan, very, very helpful advice. And as you said, this is coming around the pipeline throughout the state of Illinois, and it's something that our listeners, if you're not paying attention to already, you need to be paying attention. And Alan Lefkovitz, we appreciate your advice. But Alan, tell us a little bit about your background and how you became such an expert on the subject.
How I became my father always wanted me to be an attorney. So, because he had such an influence on me, that's why I became an attorney. But in terms of why I practice in this area, I come from a family whose background is property development. So real estate has been in my blood ever since I was in grade school. The reason why I'm in this area is when I was in law school, I was looking for a paralegal, or at that time it was called a legal assistant position, and at a large law firm, there was an opening in their real estate and personal property tax department.
Wow. So you help a lot of clients.
It was a natural fit.
Sure. Well, you're helping a lot of clients, as you've been saying, throughout the state of Illinois, and I believe some of our neighboring states as well, which is certainly helpful for our listeners out in the range of our listening area. But Alan, do you? I'm sure you have a lot of success, but what is the moment like when you are able to tell your clients that you succeeded in saving them thousands and thousands of dollars? It's got to feel kind of good.
It feels wonderful, and it feels especially wonderful when I help local taxpayers, because they're the ones not necessarily that need it the most, but because it really affects them more than it does, let's say, a larger corporation, where we may save them hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's important. And for big businesses that have big buildings, and for small businesses alike, if you own a property, this is something you should be paying attention to. And we appreciate Alan's advice. So, Alan, if folks have questions or they want to learn more about your practice and have a little chat with you, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, they can get a hold of me by telephone, and my telephone number is 312-251-0025. Or if they wish to send me an email, my email address is Lefkovitz, Lefkovitz, at propertytaxlaw.com.
Fantastic, Alan. We appreciate your advice. We'll check back in with you as this process continues. Once again, you can reach Alan at 312-251-0025, 312-251-0025. Alan, have a great rest of the evening. We appreciate your time. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. Check them out, tandemhr.com, or call 630-928-0510. You can download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. You can find out who's going to be on next week on the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Don't touch that dial.